And let's put out a news break that's coming in back home. The government has written to Wikipedia, pointing out to many complaints of bias and inaccuracies in Wikipedia, pointing out to a small group having editorial control. India has categorically questioned as to why Wikipedia shouldn't be treated as a publisher instead of intermediary. This is a source-based information that we have. So government calling out the bias, inaccuracies in Wikipedia and questioning the biased editorial control of Wikipedia for that matter. A notice that has also been sent questioning as to why Wikipedia not be treated as a publisher. So this is a source-based information that is trickling in, the government having written to Wikipedia, pointing out to many complaints of bias and inaccuracies in Wikipedia, pointing out to a small group having editorial control and questioning as to why Wikipedia should not be treated as a publisher instead of an intermediary, which so clearly government clear in its stand, calling out the bias in of Wikipedia and questioning as to why it shouldn't be treated as a publisher. Let's go across to our senior executive editor Abhishek Kapoor joining us. Abhishek, give us more details about the centre having called out Wikipedia for its biased editorial control.
Well, yes, that's a huge development and in line with the increasing accountability that the government has been asking for from these platforms, including Facebook, for example, and including Amazon earlier. They classify themselves as intermediaries and not as publishers. A lot of times, many times, we are actually consuming news and information from these platforms. Now, this, I believe, the immediate trigger was a case in the Delhi High Court by the news agency ANI, which questioned who's writing these pages on Wikipedia, and they need to know the editors. And the Delhi High Court, in fact, had asked or reprimanded Wiki and asked them to identify the editors who are writing these pages and providing this information. This Wikimedia Foundation believes is neutral, but then there's a shroud of secrecy around who's actually giving this information, how this information is being sourced, and who are the editors. Because remember, if we are a news platform at Republic, we identify who's the editor, who's responsible for picking up news. Similarly, in the case of newspapers and any other news platform, typically you identify who's responsible for selection of news and bringing it to the news consumer. And in the case of Wikipedia, that's shrouded in mystery because they say it's being done by volunteers and that they don't know, they are not identifying on the pages who those editors are. And in that context, this move by the government following up on that case, but others also, for example, we have seen instances where Wikipedia takes a very slanted, left-leaning line on the information it provides on home pages of whatever subject is. So I think in that sense, the government has now decided, in fact, given a notice, pointing out these complaints that they have been receiving, which clearly indicate towards the bias. These complaints indicate towards the bias and a lot of inaccuracies in those on those Wikipedia pages, and the fact that it's a small group of people who control the editorial plans, direction, etc., and they are not identified is something which worries the government, and hence the government has, in fact, in the notice, Samiksha, asked Wikipedia, shouldn't it be treated as a publisher, and then those editorial controls coming instead of the intermediary that it is as of now.
All right, Abhishek, thank you for putting this in context. Remains to be seen the kind of response that comes in from Wikipedia. But yes, as Abhishek was telling us, a very strong stand that the government has taken, having issued the notice to Wikipedia. And Lokayukta has now summoned Chief Minister Siddaramaiah in connection with the probe in the Mysore urban development scam. In fact, note in last couple of days, we've seen how the ED has also been probing the Muda scam. And latest, of course, that is being seen is Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, who is to appear before the Lokayukta officials tomorrow at 11 a.m. In fact, a statement that has also now come in from Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, who's responded to the notice that he's received from the Lokayukta officials. in relation to its probe that is being carried out in the Muda scam. And as we speak, note that Karnataka High Court will also be hearing a plea seeking CBI investigation into the Muda scam.